Congresswoman, let's start with Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine has performed remarkably well on the battlefield, despite a larger and better armed Russian military. But at the same time, Ukraine hasn't been able to gain substantial ground since November as Russia throws more men and equipment at the war. What is your outlook for what Ukraine can accomplish in its coming spring offensive and in 2023? And what does that mean for hopes for a negotiated settlement ahead?
I think this was always the assumption that protecting and defending territory is easier than taking back territory. And that has been slow going as anticipated. And that is why the supplies sent to Ukraine by the United States and our NATO allies have been so incredibly important. And it has actually shown us what we need to do to make our supply chains more resilient as we see this modern warfare and the just sheer amount of munitions used. I'll tell you though, the Ukrainians, as you pointed out, have performed so amazingly well. Many of us say in the defense space, that it was thought that the Russians were the second best army in the world. We are seeing they are the second best army in Ukraine. The innovative spirit of the Ukrainians has really pointed out, quite frankly, in many ways, why autocracies aren't good at this, why having that one person like Putin in charge of everything has led to poor decision making, poor innovation, poor response and nimbleness as the Russians try to continue to press into Ukraine. They've not been able to. And the spring offensive is so important as we ensure Ukrainians, as they're slowly working, to hold on to territory, to take back more of their territory. This spring offensive is where we really need to push in. You've seen the recent drawdown that we just had to push more equipment to the Ukrainians. Our allies, we're working with them around the globe to get more support for the Ukrainians so they really have the weaponry they need to be most effective this spring.